Nepal. Meanwhile, India and Pakistan are all set to face off today in a cricket match for the Asia Cup 2025 in Dubai. The match today has yet again raised the political temperature in the country. The face-off had come under intense criticism due to its timing less than 5 months after the April 22nd Pahalgam terror attack that left 26 people dead in Jammu and Kashmir. Sports commentator Sunil Yash Kalra is joining us on the broadcast. Sir, of course, we're taking a look at this, what has become a very controversial match between India and Pakistan that is set to take place shortly. Calls of boycott are coming out from across the country. How are you viewing this match that is set to take place in Dubai today?
Well, this match is it's a high-pressured job and a high-pressured match. You've got people flying in from all parts of the world across to see what's happening actually in the ground zero, which is the Dubai Stadium right now. And believe me, Indian fans have an upper hand, and they're kind of very excited about it because India's record in the T20 Asia Cup is really good. Out of the 11 matches they've played, they've won 9. So I think Indian fans are having a very positive day here. They're up with all excitement. And on the other hand, Pakistan were not doing pretty good in the previous part. And with the loss of 2 of the bigger players that they had, Rizwan and Babar Azam, they've suffered a major blow because this is an inexperienced team and an inexperienced coach in the new setup. So it's completely in disarray. Yes.
Well, of course, so we're also getting some breaking news with regards to the match. The intense social media campaign over the India versus Pakistan match in the Asia Cup to be boycotted has reportedly reached the players in the dressing room. A report has claimed that Surya Kumar Yadav, Shubman Gill and other players in the team are shaken by what's being said ahead of the high-profile clash between the two arch-rivals today. With most of the players in the team being young and extensive users of social media, the boycott calls for the match have reportedly made them quite nervous. Now, according to reports, assistant coach Ryan Doeschate has said that Gautam Gambhir has told the team that some things are not in our control. Well, sir, of course, we have been keeping track of all these calls that are being made to boycott the match. People are completely, not in support of it, especially considering the Pahalgam terror attack. And now we're learning that Team India has also, it has been brought to their attention, and Gautam Gambhir, who is the coach, has said that, some things are not under our control. Do you see this impacting the players as well? And what are your views with regards to these calls for boycott that are being made?
Well, there are two different things: sports, politics, national policy. Again, BCCI is governed by Indian government in a way that whatever the directives of the government stand is on a particular match, they will have to follow. Incidentally, the government of India has given a green signal, and it's a part of the national sports policy that there are no bilaterals. But at the same time, you've got the multinational cups that are there. And you must also remember, India is going to go and pitch for the 2036 Olympics, and what happens there? You've got many nations coming. In fact, you also have Commonwealth Games where India competes against Pakistan, and you also have the Asian Games. So how can you not play them? Point number 2 that I wanted to make was very serious, is that it's according to the national sports policy. I mean, they're just doing what they're supposed to do. In fact, now the statements that Gautam Gambhir would have made in the past when he wasn't the coach seems to come and haunt him. And again, we've seen the images of the players watching their social media actively, even while they're practicing. I mean, it gets on to their nerves, and it does bother them in a while, because all the messages that they get from the people, everything, the clips of the news conferences and the agitation that is happening back home in India does reach out to them. In the olden days, let me just tell you, there was a no social media policy. 2 days before the match, you could only get the messages and the calls of the coaches and the support staff. So yeah, now things are getting out of hand, and Team India seems to be a little bit dismayed of the overall agitation. We can only understand and expect this was bound to happen, because you must also realize Gautam Gambhir, a fiery man who'd made several comments in the past, they are resurfacing. Yes.
Well, so we're also learning that protests are currently underway in Lucknow against the India versus Pakistan match. Visuals on your screen, in fact, of a massive protest against the Asia Cup. Just a short while before, we saw a similar protest in Mumbai as well. So the government has come out and said that when it comes to such multi-national tournaments, as you also touched upon, you know, it becomes a sort of necessity for the team to play. Do you think that when we look at some protests and such protests and the sentiment that is on the ground currently, how do you look at that? And can there be something that can be done to assuage people's feelings as well, which have of course been hurt by this decision to play this match, even if it is as per the national policy?
Also, at the end of it, you've got to realize these are just fan sentiments. Today, the fan sentiments are for national team. Tomorrow, it's CSK versus RCB. Then it's Delhi Super Capitals versus the Lucknow Super Giants. I mean, this will never end. We have to look at the macro picture. Of course, whatever is happening, national policies, we must respect that. But ultimately, it's the sports. I mean, today we also get to hear the report that 15% of the ad revenues are down because of the India-Pakistan match. People are boycotting. But who will it help and who will it have problems with? This calendar has been decided 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I mean, it's a long process. If you go by the fan sentiments, then again, you've got to listen to the other fans. Today, it's the national fans, but ultimately they'll fall into cricket fans. I think the national policies are not made by the fan sentiments. It is made by a larger scheme of things, looking at what we're looking at 2036. It is also rumored that India may get to host the 2030 Commonwealth Games, because India is a front runner of that. So if you're looking at that policy, somehow the fan sentiments of 1, 2, 3 matches don't come into light. Let me also alert you that that we will have the matches here. Today is the first match. Next Sunday would another be a India-Pakistan match. Then what if India comes into the final? What will India do? Also, hypothetical situation, I want to ask you, in the 2028 LA Olympics, there are top 6 teams that are going to be qualified. If Pakistan is going to be there, will India not play Pakistan in Olympics? I mean, this has to stop. The sports is different. What you play on ground is completely different from what your national policy is. I mean, you've got to follow the national policy, and that's it. No fan sentiments. Yes, good, bad, ugly. You'll have mixed reactions, but framing a national policy based on fan sentiments is very detrimental to the overall larger scheme of sports goods in India, considering if you're looking at hosting 2030 Commonwealth Games and 2036 Olympic Games. Yes.
But meanwhile, head coach Gautam Gambhir's call to focus on cricket has been echoed by assistant coach Ryan Doeschate, who has acknowledged that boycott sentiments with regards to India's Asia Cup match against Pakistan is a sensitive issue, but stressed that the team has been instructed to strictly follow the directives of the BCCI and the Indian government. So we are of course seeing this already impacting the players in the dressing room. The sentiment has reached them, but they have been asked to focus on the game and to block out all the noise that is coming in. But do you still see it impacting their game? Do you see a statement coming perhaps by the team or the players even?
3 days players are completely blanked out, in the sense they've been a ground zero. There's been no interaction much with the media. Of course, they're coming, doing the practice, little 1 or 2 here, there nuggets. In fact, they've been very friendly with the media out here in Dubai. They've been shaking hands and they're very friendly towards each other. But there is no official line that the team will make or should make. Point number 2, cricket is a very funny game, and relying on a social media backlash can be detrimental. I'll give you 2 examples. Ramesh Raja, when he was the PCB chairman, made a very sarcastic statement that he'll never go Pakistan should never go to India to play the World Cup. Remember the last year's 2023's World Cup. But suddenly he was dropped from the PCB top chairmanship. He's out of the job. Then he gets a job in the commentary team. And then he's the first one to apply for visa and do the job there. So it's a very strange situation because it's like an odd even scheme for the commentators and the fans. You know, on a certain day they are different. On a certain day they tend to behave differently. Even if Gautam Gambhir wasn't the coach of the Indian cricket team, I'm sure he would have taken a completely different stance altogether. And today he mildly puts it that, okay, there are certain things which are beyond their control. Of course, sports is governed by the top policy of the country, but at the same time, sports is sports. They don't necessarily have to make a comment. Otherwise, it will become the 1980 Olympics where Moscow hosts an Olympics and the American supporters don't come and join the Olympics. And at the same time, in '84, when you host an Olympic in LA and then the Soviet bloc doesn't come in, who is impacted? It's the players, it's the sport. People who practiced for 4, 5, 6 years are impacted the most. And also, you must realize, if India plays, the revenue comes into the Indian Cricket Board. And where is it spent? It's spent on the cricket itself. It's spent on doing your ground level work that BCCI has been doing so fantastically. So I think the calls for stopping this is highly, I mean, it's unavoidable at this point of time. I don't want to use a strong language, but at the same time, you don't have to just quickly go into the commentators like Ramesh Raja and some pundits who say a different thing on a different day and then suddenly take a U-turn on what they had said. Because at the end of it, when he became the commentator, the commercial benefit he had and not the country or the fans. So fans have to be very judicious in knowing what they need to do. I mean, just imagine, can a fan stay away from a cricket match? A cricket fan stays away from a cricket match between India and Pakistan. I think there are huge screens, huge posters, huge banners, and I think it's an unavoidable thing to miss out on an India-Pakistan match. In fact, the tickets are not available right now as we speak of, for the people there. Yes.
Well, it is also being reported that the weather during the match will remain clear, although it could be humid. The pitch is expected to be dry and the captain winning the toss might opt to bowl first. The spinners will also have a crucial role to play in the fixture. Well, so we are of course looking at the weather over there in Dubai, which is also been reported to be extremely hot and humid. How are you viewing the playing conditions over there and how will they be impacting the match?
Well, very, very interesting question you asked. I mean, it's going to be hovering around the worst part of late 30s and early 40s in the afternoon. But as it goes down, as it clears down closer to the evening, there's a slight breeze that comes in, and the stadium is made in such a manner that there is a passage of breeze from all parts of the corner there, 360 degrees. There are 6 tunnels out there which crisscross the air, which means that it keeps it really pleasant. At the same time, the players have been practicing in the ICC Cricket Academy and they've got a hang of what the weather is going to be like. Again, it's like just a Chennai weather in an IPL season in April, May. So it's nothing different. It's the breeze is good, the atmosphere is good, and of course, the team winning the toss likely chases the stuff. But here again, what happens on your team combination is also important. If India plays Kuldeep Yadav here, and which he's likely to play, he's going to wreak havoc because he's a finger spinner. Finger spinner, remember, are going to be the most destructive breed of bowlers in the world because they tend to get the unexpected bound, spin, turn, everything put together, and they make life difficult. And you've seen in the previous match how Kuldeep Yadav did it. I mean, Yuzvendra Chahal comes to our mind when he does that. Ravichandra Ashwin used to, completely play with the batsmen's techniques and would challenge them. Adam Zampa was another. Rashid Khan is another face that comes into our mind who just wreaks havoc when it comes to spin bowling. Yes, spinners are going to be very important today. Yes.
Well, let's also take a look into the squads for both India and Pakistan in today's Asia Cup match. While we have Surya Kumar Yadav, who is the captain, and Shubman Gill, who is the vice captain heading the Indian side. The team also consists of Abhishek Sharma, Tilak Verma, Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dubey, Aksar Patel, Jitesh Sharma, Jasprit Bumrah, Arshdeep Singh, Varun Chakravarti, Kuldeep Yadav, Sanju Samson, Harshit Rana, Rinku Singh. While Pakistan's captain Salman Ali Agha will be leading his team consisting of Abrar Ahmed, Fahim Ashraf, Fakar Zaman, Haris Rauf, Hassan Ali, Hassan Nawaz, Hussain Talat, Kushtil Shah, Mohammad Haris, Mohammad Nawaz, Shahib Zada Farhan, Saim Ayub, Salman Mirza, Shahin Afridi, Sufyan Mukim and Mohammad Wasim Jr. Well, so when we take a look at the squads for both of the teams, how do you think both are placed when it comes to this face-off, and what might Team India's strengths be? What strengths should we play to in this match?
Well, there are two facts to this entire team that you've just read out. Shubman Gill and Surya Kumar Yadav, one of the two most outstanding batters of our generation in T20, after Rohit and Virat, I must say that, at that line here. They have not been, their last runs have been just with 150 and 140 runs score, which is not very promising when it comes to India's confidence index. But when you look at the overall ICC top ranking, Surya Kumar Yadav is up there at the top. You also have Tilak Verma coming in. In fact, there's a fight between Sanju Samson and Tilak Verma, who should be accommodated, or who should be a part of it, because India has got a pool of talent, and that's where the problem of plenty starts for India. When you've got talent which is on the higher side, when two talented players compete for one spot, that's a bother. It's a good problem to have, as we always say. But the problem, when you look at the scoring strike rate, India hasn't been challenged in the last 5, 6, 7 games thus far. So therefore, they're a little rusty of the knock. Pakistan, on the other hand, has just won the Tri-Nation Series in Sharjah, defeating Afghanistan. Of course, Afghanistan is a very deadly, ominous team on its day. They've got some of the best all-rounders in the world. But at the same time, when you take a look back, Pakistan doesn't have the luxury of two of their best batters, Rizwan and Babar Azam. They also have a new coach. But again, I must highlight that Mike Henson has been a part of the IPL setup. He's got a data for the last 6-7 years, which is relevant to Team India's performance. He knows exactly the strength, weakness, opportunities, threats of the Indian players. Because he's served here, I think it's time that we should bring a law or a possible mandate where you should stop exporting IPL talent to coach Pakistan and the other nations, because Mike Henson was in IPL, and more likely he'll come back again and serve the IPL team in one form or the other. If not the IPL team, he'll pick up the mic. So he's got all the secrets, and he may be the little giveaway factor of the Indian team's weakness to the Pakistan bowlers, who've got nothing to lose. In fact, they're playing for just to cement their place in this tournament and nothing else. So they've got no pressure. They'll come on very heavily. They'll be aggressive when it comes to Indian batting. They're also fresh legs, which means that they're willing to dive, slide, and take that catch, which is a half chance in the previous Pakistan team. Yes.
Meanwhile, the toss for today's India-Pakistan match in Dubai will take place at 7:30 p.m. IST, and the match will start at 8 p.m. So, sir, a very short while before the match begins, how are you viewing the preparations on ground over there? Of course, the Indian team, we saw them practicing a short while before as well.
Well, absolutely. The Team India is practicing there. This is their second home, as you could see. They've been playing here tournaments wherever there's been some little difficulty here in that part of the world or this part. Even the women's cricket feel it like their home. They come there, they know the dressing room. In fact, the good part is that all the Indian players, around 65% of the Indian players have tasted blood against Pakistan, or they've competed against Pakistan in some form or the other. Whereas you look at the Pakistan team, they've got a new coach who hasn't even had an experience against India in winning the match. So 80% of their team is completely new when they come to face India. And again, the fan part of it, when you look at the stadium tonight, it's going to be cheering India. It's going to be wearing the blue T-shirt. And this is what you want, you know, at the end of the day, the fans supporting the India team rather than sitting in some studio in Noida and raising slogans against the team. So again, Team India is, when you talk about their practice, their experience, their strike rate, their on-field performance, their mental aptitude, everything, they are in the game. In fact, I must tell you, Shahid Afridi in one of the programs yesterday or a couple of days ago did highlight the positives of the Indian cricket team and the structure that Indian cricket team has built. And he says Pakistan has, is in comparison to the Indian team, doesn't stand a chance even to win the game or give a fight. Yes.
Well, the Board of Control for Cricket in India Secretary Devajit Saikia has now explained why India has no choice but to play Pakistan in the ongoing Asia Cup. According to reports, BCCI Secretary has said, we have decided to participate in the Asia Cup because it is a multinational competition. It is just like an Olympic, any FIFA tournament, AFC tournament or international athletics tournament. So we cannot boycott the multinational tournament, because if we boycott this tournament, that will bring a lot of negativity for all our future endeavors of hosting any multinational tournament in the country. Well, so we do have a statement by the BCCI now, which they've in fact issued a statement much similar to what you had stated, that you know, this might bring this might tarnish the country's reputation when it comes to multinational tournaments. How do you view this statement now that is come officially from the BCCI?
Well, it seems like the program has reached there. Somebody was typing the statement and it came out while we are doing this show again. But that's what the beauty and this thing of is. Again, you must realize that sports management is a science, is an art, is a management. It's not just pure feelings. If it was feeling, then you would have celebrated by giving a card and SMSing messages saying that thank you very much, happy sports day or the other. No, it's a big business. It's an economy. Cricket is an economy for India. If you look at it in a broader, more academic purpose, I mean, it's important that India should host such events and participate in such events. I mean, this is no 1980 where Moscow Olympics US says that I won't host you or I won't come and play in your thing, or in 1984 where Russia says that we won't go there. I mean, those are not the times that we should look at. This is a time to actually go play, make more money for our country, get the economy booming. Just imagine, if we were not to play this tournament, Pakistan would lodge a complaint with the Asian Council saying that India is not going there. Then what happens is India gets a summon, not only in cricket, but also in the Olympic Association. Then you have to keep on writing rebuttals and saying that why it happened, what it happened. It has no firm ground to stand on. Technically, I think the idea is to go there, make more revenues for the country and for the people.
Well, there seem to be some issues with that connection over there, but that of course was us taking a look at the high stakes match.